It all started for me 30 years ago while making films in south of France. I noticed a couple of years later that I had strange objects on my films. So we started filming in south of France a place called Col de Vence, which is a very nice place. You will see some photos. And then we'll come over here in Wiltshire because I started making films on crop circles 15 years ago, and I started having similar objects on the films. So I thought it was very strange, and I met a lot of people in the crop circle, researchers, and I was showing my pictures of my film, and a lot of people were saying, yeah, you've got some good objects, so it's crop circle, it's balls of light, so I thought, great. And I said to myself, well, I've got to carry on making films. So I was making documentaries. Back at the hotels, we look on the laptop, and we were watching all the films, and we saw what we call UFOs. It wasn't very easy to accept it, because obviously you got flies, you have to be careful on the lens, you got dirt and all kind of, smoke, cigarettes, people smoking when you're filming, so you have to very be careful about when you make your films. So after a couple of years, I saw a scientific showing all my pictures, and he said, yeah, we can't explain what you've got, and you carry on filming. So that's why we call this conference UFOs Caught on Film. You will not see any aliens. You will probably see other things, but you can judge yourself and make your own mind up what you're going to see. Okay, so we're going to start talking about the Col de Vence. If you travel, you will see that Col de Vence is near Nice. You've heard about Nice last year, about the terrorist attack we had, which was very bad, and now they're talking about the big fires. You've got big fires around Nice, so it's not very good at the moment. So if you fly to London to Nice, you will hire a car and you will drive 1 hour from Nice to the Col de Vence, and you will see it's a very special area. So making films, that's the equipment I use. So it's a professional camera, obviously. It's not what you have, a normal camera. And that's when we get ready with all the material, all the cameras. And then we start filming, making films, documentaries for French TV. And you will see then discover the Col de Vence after the... That's it. So, as I say, this is the place, 1 hour drive. It's a beautiful area, made of rocks. And what happened 30 years ago, making films, we discovered UFOs on the films. As you can see, this is only 1 hour from Nice. It's quite spectacular. It's not well known. You have to find it when you get there. It's very enigmatic, as you can see. Next, please. Thank you. So all these rocks have been made 1,000 years ago with the weather, snow, wind, sand, rain. But it is very particular, as you can see. When you get there, it's quite enormous. And a lot of scientific have been there to study these stones. And it's natural. It's nothing, it's not the aliens have done that. It's all natural. But when you spend the evening there, obviously you can feel it's like being in a crop circle. You will find the same sensation. Same when you spend a night in the crop circles. If you spend a night there, it is very special. You can't explain it, but you can feel it. So you can see this very incredible stones. It's only an hour from the seaside, so you can spend the day on the beach, then come over and spend the evening there. So that's why I was making those films at that time. I keep going there all the time because it is very special. It's like coming back in crop circles every year. It is very special as well. I can't explain why you go there all the time, but it's just it's a strange feeling. You come over and over every night. I used to go there all the time, but getting old now, I only go there once a week. Because we used to go five nights a week when you were younger, but now as you get old, it's a bit cold. It was hot in summertime. So it's still the Col de Vence, just to show you what it looks like. You know, you've got the mountains behind with the snow, and then it's a fantastic place to be there. And you've got nice little villages with nice restaurants, and they're still the Col de Vence, showing you all these rocks. There's hundreds of rocks like this all around the place, but you have to walk. You drive, then you have to walk and find for yourself. They're quite hidden around the woods. You can't see them from the road. And then we had an article in an English newspaper, so you will see now what we've filmed over the years. And I had an English journalist who came over and do an interview, and he was quite amazed to see it's like you got around the world, you've got Col de Vence, Wiltshire, crop circles, you've got other places why the paranormal comes to it, we don't quite know, but it is, you've got areas around the world where paranormal do come over. Right, this is one of the first pictures. That was taken in 1975. That's the Col de Vence, and people, this is from a house, people saw those lights flying above the mountain, no noise, there was no helicopters, no plane, they were just flying like this slowly, moving slowly, and then they all disappeared suddenly and never happened again. This is taken from the house, and it's never happened again. So obviously it was something rare. So it can't be the army or something. It was too close to hear any noises. So obviously, if that would have been helicopters, you would have heard them. But big balls of lights, just staying over the mountains, and then suddenly they moved backwards and then just disappeared. It's a very big case and unsolved. There's no explanation, normal explanation for what happened at that time. So we move on. Balls of lights. What's very strange is a very clear night, clear day. There's no rain, no clouds. Sometimes a lot of people take balls of light when it's a bit cloudy or rain. It's just to show you get by blue, no rain, you get balls of light as well. And there's like a tail underneath. That was not seen. That's very important. That was not seen at all. These pictures, some of them you can see, some of them you can't see. So that one, the guy who took the picture didn't see nothing. He just discovered afterwards he had done that on the picture. The next one is quite big. You can see the tail, and you can see the sun shining on the edge, like on the mountains. You can see the shadows. So obviously it looks very close to the lens, but the tail shows it's quite physical, because you can see the sun shining on that side, and you've got the shadow on that side. The person who took that picture didn't see nothing either. Discovered it afterwards, which is quite incredible, because it looks big and quite close. Some people said it was the moon, full moon. You can judge by yourself if it's the moon. And then a couple of years later, another person living there invited us to do an interview, and we started filming the area, taking pictures, and on one photo you got this strange object, which we saw. We saw that one. It's not a cloud. You can see the rest of the sky. It was a dark object, just standing there, not moving, no noise. It's quite fabulous to see, because when you see it, it's not like reading books. You know, you're there, and the phenomenon is there, and it's just an incredible sensation. That's the picture bigger. And 2 minutes later, it just went like a television. When you put off a television, it just went poof, disappeared. So we went to see the gendarmerie, you know, because they've got you can see the French gendarmerie. They have all kind of books. If you come in and see them and say, we've seen this, so they're going to take what you've said, what you've seen, and then, they take it quite seriously, you know, the police. This is another Col de Vence. You can see this, it looks like a stone, but there was Italian tourists who came over with the family on a weekend, and they started taking a lot of pictures. And they had this strange thing, I don't know if it's an object. Part of it is in the sky, and well, it could be a bird. You can see by yourself. It's not. They got another picture just afterwards, and they contacted me to come over, see the pictures, do the interview, and you'll see the second picture. Just afterwards, it went from the here behind, and it's still there. It's quite big, and you can't give any explanation to this, because again, there was no noise. It wasn't a plane, and it disappeared back into the clouds. They saw that. They said to me when it just went back into the clouds, no noise. There's no real shape of it. You can't say it's a classical flying saucer, is it? It's just dark, special shape. So of course, and we took this one, which is quite similar to what we've just seen now. We didn't see it. While making the film, we'll see that part, there's a small cloud in front of it. So when we look at it, when we've got the photos on a laptop, we've been working on it, and you can see that the cloud just passing in front, you can just see it here. You've got some clouds here, and it's just, so it shows that thing is in the sky. It's enormous, looks like a stone or rock, I don't know, but it was there, and it wasn't on the lens. It's not on the lens, it can't be on the lens. It's just part of the Col de Vence mystery, different shapes. It doesn't happen every day, of course. You have to go to Col de Vence years after years, month after month, before having something on the picture. And right, this is me. You can't recognize me there. You've got a fly here, and you will notice this small thing just over there. So you're going to see what it looks like. There. You've got a fly here, and you have this. That was in my back, very far away in the sky. We were making an interview, and we didn't see it. The cameraman didn't see it, obviously. And then when we got back to the studio to look at the pictures and look at the interview, we noticed this. It's quite an incredible object. That looks more like a UFO, which I like, not because you've got the shape, the colors. And obviously, you can see by yourself, it's not a classical, well, it's not a plane, it's not a bird. It's not an insect, and it's quite big in the sky. No, we didn't find any other people. We saw it. There was only two of us who, saw it on the film afterwards. Right, the Col de Vence is just here, and this is a small village, which got a lot of village around the Col de Vence. This was taken from a guy working for Air France. He was on his balcony, and he saw that object. This object looks like a UFO, flying saucer, I would say. This is very important because the airport in Nice, the radar got it. So you got a witness, he saw it, and the radar at the airport, the police working at the airport, and all the staff had this on the radar. So they came to see the witness, and they worked it out that it was the same object was picked up at the airport in Nice. So some people say it was a pigeon, imagine. The radar in Nice is the second biggest airport in France, so it wouldn't, millions of pigeons are flying, so obviously. It's not very clear, but you got this, again, night falling, and you got a white thing passing by in the camera. We didn't see that either. We were filming just as the night was coming down, and then we've got two pictures of that. Is the light not too strong for the pictures, maybe? I don't know. Can you see? Yeah, you can see well? No, yeah. Is it maybe the lights are too strong, maybe? I don't know. Is it possible to put the lights a bit?
It's possible. You will not show up on the video if we do.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay.
If you stand over the other side, we
There?
can put a light on that side.
Okay, yeah.
And take it down on the right.
Oh, what's on it or something? Is that a bit better? Yeah, okay. Okay, so that's one of the pictures. Yeah. That's the first picture, and you can see the object, and then the second picture was the object coming down. It was very quick. Obviously, we went to see what it was because we were quite close, and there was nothing there, no crash or anything. There was just, you will see the next pictures, quite big. Well, you can see it there. It's not a plastic bag, of course, but some idiots in France said, on the internet, you got a plastic bag flying by. So it's a strange flying, plastic bag. But it was a real object passing by quickly. And we went to see it where it was, but there's nothing there. Obviously, so you can see all these different things we have. So it's quite white, but you can't see if it's a real physical object, of course. And, well, we don't have crop circles, but we get weird things. That appeared 20 years ago. It was a perfect circle, 12 meters in diameter. With the years, it has changed a bit. It was a perfect circle. It came out in one night because we were filming. There was nothing there. And the next day, we came to finish the film and had this perfect circle on the ground. But what was strange, we came in winter, and you will see what happened in winter. The snow was, melting right on the circle itself, which was quite very strange. We had a scientific who came over. He was talking about mushrooms, some special kind of mushrooms making circles that do exist, but you only get half of a circle, and it takes years to make it. That's nature, and it takes years to make a perfect circle. And you can see the snow was melting on the ring itself. So as I said, we don't have crop circles, but we do get some strange rings appears. That's another way. Again, that's called Events, and it's mysteries. And it takes years to have this because you have to be there all the time to see what happens, And so that's it. So it does happen every year. When the snow comes, you will get that ring on the circle itself. So there's a couple of pictures while we were filming. And you can see here something, well, you can't describe it. It's just, we didn't see it. It just came on the picture itself. We saw it straight away on the screen. So we took other pictures just afterwards, and there's nothing there. So that was just on one picture. It's not the sun, because the sun was way back on the right side. And we always do, when we have a picture like this, we double the picture quickly to make sure it's not something to do with the sun or something else. So it came on one picture. Without moving, we took another one, there's nothing there. And the shape was quite special. Well, there's another picture of the at night time when we go night watching. You get weird things like this. Again, there's nobody there with a torch. It's just my friend walking in front. I just took a picture and got the three lights. We did not see them. It was quite strange. Okay, you've got the flash, using the flash, but it's quite strange to see those, the way people call orbs, maybe, I don't know, but it was quite special. And it's pretty rare, the Col de Vence, to have orbs, but when you get them, well, you can't miss them, can you? They're there. So again, just to show you the Col de Vence, what it looks like, it's very, it's very nice. If you do come the winter or summertime, it is, again, a very strange atmosphere. You do come here, like you come to Wiltshire, and you will find it that you will want to come back again. When you see this, it's wonderful. Sunset, it looks so nice. And the paranormal is there. It does come, you take pictures, film, and you will see it does happen. See all these different shapes. You can maybe see a face, but it is very something obviously you can't miss when you come over. So it's, well, you'll like it if you do come down. We've been filming a lot of films for the TV, and you can see in the evening, it's a very special atmosphere, very special. So if you do come down. So we're going to come slowly to Wiltshire. That's the end of Col de Vence to show you again, so nice. And then in 2002, I came over to Wiltshire to do a film on crop circles, because a friend said to me, you must come over and see what it is. So at first I didn't quite believe in crop circles. And then It took me a year or two to get to understand what was happening here. Of course, I met all the specialists. That's what I like to do. That's my way of working. I don't arrive here and say, okay, it's me. I like to come and see the people who've done all the hard work on crop circles. That's very important. And then you can work with them much easier. So, as I said, I didn't believe in crop circles at all, and it took me a bit of time. And then the magical happens, because when you go into your first crop circle, well, it all happens there. You can't explain what happens, but you feel great, you feel good, you feel, well, nice. So you come back again and again and again, and well, I've been here 15 years, and I'm still coming back every year, and I still can't explain why I'm here, but you feel good. It's like going to the Col de Vence. So we arrive here, of course, and we start looking around the area where we're going to do some filming, do some interviews. And again, we put our cameras out, we start filming. So we were filming at the time because a lot of people were seeing this ball of light. So it took us 9 years to film a ball of light, 9 years, so it's not very easy to get. So I was very lucky in 2005. I was in that crop circle near Lockridge. So maybe most of you may know this photography. I was with my wife. I was right in the middle of the crop circle, taking pictures, and I need glasses. So obviously, when you see that small thing over there, I need glasses. I thought it was a fly, so I kept the picture. When I got back to the hotel, I was looking at that picture, and then I started to, work on it. And I was very surprised, because that looks like a real UFO. In 1950s, if you look at the books in 1950, 60s, you can see that kind of shape. I thought it was a parachute, but there's nobody underneath there. So obviously, you can see by yourself, there's nobody underneath. At the time, I did meet the researcher, German researcher called Andreas Müller. And he said to me, yeah, there's a parachute, but then obviously there's nobody underneath. And it was on one picture. I took many pictures that day, and it was quite, incredible to see the shape, pretty big, towards Mill Kill. And, of course, there was no planes. I know there's a lot of helicopters flying around crop circles, but you can hear them very far away, so there's no problem. That was really a good thing happening. Then I was walking around. This is Devil's Den near Marlborough. Fantastic place as well. It's like Col de Vence. I like it because you've got the stones. So we did some filming there one night, and you'll see what happens on the next picture. Right, this picture was taken with a flash. You can see the flash here, effect, just there. There's a friend standing up here. So I took a picture with a flash, and then I took another picture without a flash. So you will see. And you get this, very weird thing, which you can't explain because there's no flash being used. So it's not something reflecting. But what's incredible, we did not see nothing. So how can you explain this? No flash, we don't see nothing, and it's there. And it's very luminous. You can't miss it, and there was nothing there. We saw that just a couple of seconds afterwards. We took the picture. So we did quickly, with other cameras, other pictures, there was nothing there. It looks quite close, but again, it's part of the Wiltshire mystery, isn't it? It's unique because we haven't got many of these. It does happen now and again, and that was done a couple of years ago while we were making the film. That's another one as well. That was near Mill Kill. We were doing a night watch on Mill Kill, and it's just the cars are parked and taking pictures of the night watch, and this light appeared again. So there's a flash being used on that one, but there was nothing to be seen, of course. Just on the picture, that thing appeared. So again, no, it's just I was using the flash, and then we saw it on the picture in 1 second. So again, we took another picture, and there was nothing there. So. Now, this is the crop circle in Martinsell Hill. So we use drones to film now, so it's cheaper than using a helicopter, of course, much cheaper. So we went to do some filming in that crop circle years ago, And you will see this astonishing picture when we were in it. That's what you call balls of light. There's no rain, that's very important. Very nice day, very dry. Okay, that's why you have to say this is quite important. And when we had cameras filming, and we got them on the camera. Just two big lights, just there, and it just disappeared. And it was a very hot day, so you can't say, it's moisture. It's not no rain, nothing. That's why it looks closer. You will see we got a couple of these, of course. So it's quite important to say that these. Just can't explain it, It's just it's very weird. I've never had that before at the Col de Vence, because obviously we would have seen match, between the two areas. Now this one is taken by Janet Osborne, just to show you other people do take similar things than me, because otherwise I would be a bit strange saying this generally me taking those kind of pictures. And so that's Janet Osborne who took that picture. Va doucement, on a un peu en avance. And see, that day was a bit cloudy, but as I say, a lot of people say that's a full moon. The night is coming down. So you can imagine the full moon like this. It's quite, I think it'd be very strange to see a full moon in that size. Obviously, full moon is so small in the sky, you can't get it wrong anyway. So you can see by yourself that it is something unusual. It's pretty rare, but it's unusual. Yeah. So again, as you can see, other pictures we take, and you can see another white ball. So I don't know if these are balls of light, what people call balls of light. But again, it's a very dry day, windy, pretty windy, and you get sometimes just a ball of light in the picture. It's nice, it's very important to take pictures with someone in it, because it gives you, more, well, you're more serious when you talk about it, because if you're taking pictures on your own all the time and you get UFOs on, and there's nobody here to say, I witnessed the picture, you get, after a while you go, people accuse you of making pictures on on a laptop. And so it's very important to have people with you when you take pictures. They can say, I was here, there's no problem. You can see the crop circle in the field. You got someone filming, you got other people behind you, and you got the picture, and you say, look. Sorry? No. No, that was invisible again. There's no, of course, there's yeah. 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 Sometimes you can see them, but sometimes you can't. Tu vas ralentir parce qu'on va un peu vite là. Non, c'est bon. So, no, c'est bon. This is the milk hill, and again, you can see, two lights. You can see two lights, and as I say, I've been coming here for 15 years. It doesn't happen every time. Some years we have nothing. So to have one picture, it takes maybe 2 years. You have to be lucky, again, to be there at the right time. You have to be there at the right time, I think. But, I've spent four weeks here. Last year, I had nothing. So you can't be disappointed, of course, because the place is so good. But you get, now and again, you have to be very patient to get that kind of thing. So I cannot explain again. We didn't see it. No flash, milk hill, nice day, windy, so you can't, well, obviously it's not a plane coming towards you, can you imagine? I mean, we could have seen it, heard it. So again, that's part of the Wiltshire mystery, I think. So why am I lucky? A lot of people say to me, you're lucky to have all these. I've met people saying, I've been here 10 years, I've got nothing. Well, I can't help them. I haven't got the solution, and they start saying maybe you attract them. I don't know, but as I say, you have to come. As I say, it costs a lot of money, and I don't stay at home and say I've got UFOs at home. It takes a lot of money. You have to fly, hotel, come here, be patient, So it is a lot of work to get, well, I don't come here to get a picture, of course. If I have nothing, I'm a very happy man. If I do have something, great. So obviously, so this is near Silbury Hill. I was inside the crop circle filming. Now, that we saw a light. You got, just here, we saw this light, very weird light. So we took one picture, they took other ones, and it just went off, disappeared, nothing. You can see, someone said it was a butterfly, basically, a huge butterfly. Because we can work, when you study a picture, we know the distance, roughly, we know the size, you can work the size on the frame, on the picture. So we know that is enormous. So maybe in England you have big butterflies. I don't know, but maybe you will see the... And it was very strange, it was very luminous, as you can see. So if it is an insect, you could imagine we saw that light, very bright light, above the field. So obviously it can't be an insect shining in the sun that way. It's impossible. So it's a weird, strange shape again, as you can see. And, well, it's part of the Wiltshire mystery. Again, it's something different, you see. It's quite unusual. It's not a picture you get every time. And we still don't know what it was. And it was quite rare, because again, we don't have many of those pictures. And you have to be very careful when you take pictures, because sometimes you think it's an insect, so you throw it away, And I've done that many times, so now I keep all my pictures and take time to have a look at everything I've got. And obviously, what you're seeing here today is been, all the rubbish picture we've thrown away. Of course, you haven't got. We've had birds, different birds. We had special clouds, insects. So we have to be careful not to, to get in trouble with that. You have to be careful to make sure that is what we call UFO, an unidentified flying object. Right? Right. It's not so good. It's not very clear. We were sitting in the field. This is near Avebury a couple of years ago. Sitting there, you can see a bit of my shoe here. That's not a UFO. No. And you can see here a very strange thing in the distance. So it's just Avebury over there. And you will see what it looks like. No. Sorry, it's not very clear, but again, you can make your own mind up. It's a very strange form, a very strange thing. It's not a helicopter, it's not a plane, and we didn't see nothing, heard nothing. Normally, we should have seen that because it is physical. You've got the sun shining on it, so obviously it was there. But what's important about those pictures, I was trying to work it out. Why do we see things and why we don't see things? What's important about making pictures, your eyes is like a camera. It's always filming. Your eyes is always filming. Millions of information goes into your brain all the time. And you might not notice something unusual because you're working, you're driving, and maybe the paranormal may be there and you will not notice it. But if you take a picture, it's all different because the picture will block the instance, will block the time, and will print the paranormal. And then that's why many people say, wow, look, I didn't see that. Why? Because it was there, but maybe your brain, your eyes was looking at something else, you were thinking something else. That's my explanation. When you take a picture, it will block the instance. When you film, it's just all the time filming, all the time, and so you don't notice it. You may have a ghost here, you will not notice it because you're all looking at that picture. But if I take a picture now, the ghost will be on my picture, maybe. Well, you will not see it because your attraction is on the screen. So that's why that's a difference between cameras, and when you film. Of course, you will get things on when you're filming, and we'll show you in a minute. You will see things, but the most important thing is the picture itself, because that will stop the instance, stop the life, everything is blocked. Right? So this is the nice crop circle which appeared near Millkill, Eastfield. So we were in it, and, classical, you will see a classical bolt of light in the sky. But, so it's nice because you've got a nice dark sky. You can see it there. Nobody noticed it. It was just that we're taking hundreds of pictures again. And just to show you those balls of light do exist. They don't just fly over the fields. Sometimes they're just there. And that's why the example I was saying just a minute. Maybe the ball was there for 10 minutes, but we were taking pictures around, just talking, and nobody pay attention, look in the sky. We don't do it. When you're in the crop circle, people won't stand. You don't see people looking in the sky. They look on the ground, see the crop, the way it's bent, but you have to look above, and the camera will see what happens. So classical wall of light, it could have been there 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and it just came on the pictures. Again, this is a Milk Hill, clear day, very nice day, and it's very powerful. The lights you can see is very powerful. So it's not the moon and it's not the sun. Clear day, and it's just we were filming inside the crop circle, and again, this is quite incredible because you can't explain that, why that thing is here. It looks more physical than other balls of light. It's quite big, and again, it just appears at the right place. So again, we didn't see nothing, no noise, nothing special happened on our material. The camera works normal, because sometimes we do get strange, like batteries. You get batteries are not working anymore. Don't know why. For an hour, and then when you come out of the field, your batteries works again. When you put batteries in your camera and all that. So sometimes you come, it doesn't work, and then you come out of the crop circle, and it does work. So you get mysteries around your material. Sometimes it's part of the. We've had that at the Col de Vence as well many times. We come up with the camera and all the batteries are full. Can't film, so we have to come out of the Col de Vence and the battery works again. Cars falling down as well, breaking down, and just driving there and it stops. So again, that was the same day, and you will notice this here, very strange, and one here. But what's very strange is this here. You can see that was far away in the clouds. It's very, there's, what is it? I don't know. You can see something with some tail behind coming out of the clouds. Do you find marche arrière là? You'll see. We didn't see, didn't see nothing. We were just taking pictures of the sky, and you got one here, and strange, balls, blue lights. It looks more blue, but for me that was much more incredible to see far away behind the clouds other things coming out. And again, it was a clear day. There's no rain, and it's very rare to have that kind of picture because I've only got one. But it shows you have to look at the sky all the time. Even when you stand inside a crop circle, you got to look at the sky all the time because things happen and people don't notice it. So what I do, I've got cameras inside the fields and camera filming the sky now, just in case. Because if crop circle and UFOs are linked, so obviously you will get some results. A lot of people say, no, it's nothing to do with UFOs or something else. I don't think so, because again, we've had so many pictures inside crop circles, so obviously there must be some link which we can't explain. Right. So this one is very strange, because you will see that was Avebury. On va aller doucement, on va vite. That was Avebury, and nice crop circle which appeared a couple of years ago. And this is another way of filming. When you do films with friends, you will notice sometime, what you think are people inside crop circle, they're not people maybe. You will see why. Right. Right. So that was inside the crop circle, you can see people there, normal people, okay? And I noticed something strange in the film, this here. So I thought it was somebody in the fields. But, as the film went on, you could see the people moving, and that was just standing up, just a figure, not moving, it's just there. And I was watching the film, I said, what is it? To me, it was someone standing there, taking maybe a picture, but it was not moving. So what I did, I worked on that, on the frame, on the picture, I looked closer into it, vas-y. Faire une marche arrière après. And you can see it's just not clear. If it's a normal person, you will see a normal person. It's very strange, it's dark, it's white, and it has no shape. It's just like a figure. And this film went on for about 20 minutes, and that figure was still standing there without moving. What I'm saying, vas-y, grandissement, après tu reviendras au début pour remontrer. So you can't go more into it because it doesn't look like anything. What was very strange about it is that that thing disappeared. When I moved my camera, I went like this, moving, and the figure was there. I went back, forwards and backwards, and suddenly there was nothing there. You will see the field was so big. If it was a normal person, he could not have run out of the field, so big. Maybe he could have lied down inside the tram line, which is why unusual thing to do. I don't think any of you have lied down inside a tram line, more into a crop circle, but not in a tram line. So it was there and it disappeared. So sometimes I say you have to look at inside the crop circle where you're filming. You'll see afterwards why. So look at this picture again, and you will see this person will move here afterwards, and that will disappear. Mais la dernière. Voilà. And I said the field was so big. It's the big field just after Avebury, and you come, there we are. That the three people, you can see the two people here, and there's nothing left, disappeared. Now, it is very a strange case because again, it was there. You could not miss it. It's just a figure. You couldn't see if it had a head or anything. It was just like it was watching the people inside the crop circle. And I've noticed this many times when you film a crop circle, plenty of people in it. Just take a look at what you're filming. Maybe you may get a strange figure. I'm not saying it's a ghost. It's just a link with the paranormal activity here in England, in the Wiltshire area. And again, it is amazing because I've got another one, but I've got it with me today. I'm sorry, but I'm working on it. People maybe are not all people, maybe, because that's, you have to be very careful when you look at these films. And we worked it out on the field. That person, if it was a person, could not run out of the field. It was too far away, and the tram lines were going upwards and not on the sideways. So there was you couldn't see very easily with the drone. There was nothing there to be. You couldn't see. There was no one walked through the field, and we stayed there half an hour, and nothing happened again. So again, we can't explain what happened on that picture. Right. So as I say, we use drones now, much cheaper, to film the crop circles. So that was last year with my friend here. He's the technician with a drone filming. And so it takes time. It takes a couple of hours and lessons to use a drone, which is not very easy to fly, but once you've done it, you're okay. So we were filming Silbury Hill. And again, different picture. You can see it's not a drone. We had this dark ball in the sky. We did not see it, which is impossible because obviously you will see when the sun is shining on it. So it's physical. You can't miss it. But again, we didn't see it. So, you see it's a perfect round dark ball in the sky. No noise, nothing. And as you can see, well, it's just something unusual again. It's very rare, because we don't have it on all the pictures. Something rare is, again, we're trying to work it out. Is it a helicopter? No, it's not a fly. And it is physical, because you can see, well, when we work it on the laptop, you can easily see that it's shining, the sun is shining on it. So it is something in the picture. It's not on the lens. You have to be very careful to clean all the time the lens, all the time, to make sure there's nothing, no dirt on the lens. And tu peux revenir au début de la photo. and there, voila. And again, you will notice things do appear, and well, it's sometimes annoying because you're trying to find a reason. The drone was flying high up above Silbury Hill, and what is incredible, we said, right, if we got a picture of that, we must have the film of that object on the camera of the drone, because the drones were flying right quite high above. Took us hours to work it out, and we had nothing. It was very annoying for us because it was filming at the time. When I took the picture, he said, right, I'm filming. So we said, right, we've got maybe a good footage of a UFO above Silbury Hill. And that, again, the phenomenon, does it do it on purpose? It doesn't appear at all on the film. So that is not a... When you say this to scientific, they don't believe you. So if you got it on your camera, you've got it on the drone filming. No, we haven't got it. And that is, we're always in trouble to give an answer because they don't believe you. They say, well, you've got it, you've got to have it. No, we haven't got it. That's why it makes the paranormal exciting sometimes, because you can't give a good explanation of what's happening. And again, we were feeling great. There's nothing particular that day. Great day, nice, no wind. And we saw nothing, and the camera saw nothing either. So it's very, well, it's annoying sometimes trying to find out, because we'd love to see these with our proper eyes. And, well, we can't. Okay, right. So this one, well, when I came to Wiltshire 15 years ago, I was, again, a very lucky man. I was driving down. I was looking for the barge in, so I got a bit lost at the time. And you got a farmer working in the field, just underneath that small light. Yeah, that's a farmer harvesting. And I was just amazed. I said to my wife, she was with me, I said, stop the car, get the camera out. I said, what's that? You know, it's just, you had 3 lights, not moving at all, because we stopped the car, and there was just like the way you can see. So, like on this one, as you can see, so that's the horizon is just underneath. So you could see those 3 lights here. That's the farmer, and the horizon is here. And they were just in the sky. Now, I'm precise, they're not flares, because I learned afterwards, I saw the army sending flares above Pusey, all the Wiltshire Pusey, you can see all the flares, very easy to recognize. They're yellow, bright, you can see the smoke, and they come down, there's no problem with that. Those were white, and they were standing still. It's just quite amazing. I thought maybe it was some new kind of flare from the army, but obviously it wasn't, because that didn't move for 5 minutes, and there was no smoke, nothing bright. And suddenly, the lights change into a triangle. So the top light, the one you saw here, went here. And just suddenly, it became a triangle. You got a cloud here, there's a big cloud. Okay, the horizon is here. Got a farmer working here. And that light, which was just here, came suddenly in front of that one, and you had a correct triangle staying in the sky without moving at all. It's just, it stayed there another 5 minutes. So obviously, if it was flares, it can't be, because a flare, you can see it, it comes down very slowly, orange, very bright. You can see the smoke, and then it goes, a couple of minutes later, it disappears. My wife thought, she said, well, it's the army, but as you can see, it was just afterwards, after learning about flies, I went to see books about them, and obviously I was witness many times. A lot of people get confused with the army sending lights like that, and obviously that wasn't, because there was different colors, and as I say, it didn't move for 5 minutes, and what happened, it just disappeared suddenly, all 3 of them, which is impossible. So that gives you an idea, maybe it was some kind of object, because the 3 lights just all disappeared at the same time. So again, that was Mill Kill, going down to the barge inn, and when I arrived at the barge inn for the first time in my life, it wasn't the last either, a very nice place. It was the barge inn belonged to June, very nice people at the time, and it was a good local English pub. And I came in and I said, look what I've got. And they said to me, oh, don't worry, there's plenty of that around here. And I was told, you're a lucky man. Well, why was I a lucky man? Because the first time here, you've got this. So again, you know, it's a bit difficult for me to accept, because I said, when I get back home and show this, people will say, what? You come here for the first time and you got these? I was accused at the time in France. People thought there was some people on the ladders, big ladders with a torch, waiting for me to come. So I said, oh, yeah, on the internet in France. So I said to people, you know, I never answer that kind of silly things, but as I say, first time here, I could have people waiting for you on ladders and with torch. Just, you know, the paranormal is a very difficult thing to talk about. In England, it's quite nice, but in France, it's terrible. You get accused of, you know, being a bad man. You're wrong. You're trying to make money out of it. It's very bad. So nice to be here, because the English people, the audience, are very good. So see again that you have to be careful when you look at Mill Hill, because it's a very, very particular place. Most of the filming we've done was around Mill Hill and Eastfield. And I thought, when people were telling me there's a lot of UFOs here, I didn't believe it at first. And as you can see, we've had a lot of these strange objects in pictures. So when you go there, even in daytime, you don't have to go night watching. But again, I can't prove today to tell you they are linked to crop circles. You have to be very careful, because I said the army, a lot of army things going on. They have different planes, different, you know, helicopters, so people get very easily mistaken about these. But the lights, helicopters, we've seen a helicopter, no lights above Eastfield, no lights. You could hear it and you couldn't see it, it was just there. It didn't move for half an hour, so obviously people thought there was a UFO. So it takes a lot of time to get used to that. Night watching is quite, you know, you have to learn about what flies, what doesn't fly. You have to be careful of the satellites, planes. And now and again, you will get something very strange. What happens? Yep. And then we have, trying to remember things. All right. This is quite important. You can't see very well. I was driving Pewsey, going to Pewsey, and I thought that was a full moon, but we were driving about 50 miles an hour. My wife was driving. I was just opening the window, got the camera out, and said, right, I'm going to film the moon, film the moon. Very strange moon, was he? And then, as you will see, as we couldn't stop because the roads here are very bad. You know, they're very small, narrow roads. It's very difficult to find a place to stop. Was he? And encore, was he? And then suddenly, as you will see, the moon will change. What I thought was the moon will change slowly of shape. It's quite important to say. As he? You can't see well, but it's got the trees. It's like a bulb of suddenly just something. So I couldn't stop. I said, stop the car. I said, no, we can't. It's got behind us. We can't stop. So I carry on filming. Suddenly you got a red light in front of the object. And then after a couple of seconds, you just had this in the sky. Incredible sight. There's no lights at all apart from that. No noise at all. Even I had the window open. If it was a big military plane from the army, I obviously could have heard it, because it was quite close. And that's what we had. Incredible vision of that in the sky. So it was traveling the same speed, because we were 50 miles an hour, and that thing never went quicker than we were driving. So same speed. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought you were asking me, did I see that for 5 minutes? Yeah. I was a bit, you know, suddenly I said, whoa, how did you know that? And the whole thing disappeared in the sky. It was cloudy that day, and there was nothing. I've never seen this before in my life. So obviously, if it was a military plane, you can see this every day, every night. So it was quite incredible, and you can see there's no structure, and this red light, very big, no flashing lights like you could see on the plane, and that was in the valley of Pewsey 2 years ago. And again, I'm a lucky man. I don't know. But I thought it was the moon at first, and then it ended up with that kind of vision. I don't know, but I was quite lucky to see this, and I don't know what it was. Vas-y, on va mettre les films. And then, no. Attends, avant d'envoyer. So this, as I said when I started this speech, a lot of people say you will see balls of light above the fields. It took me 9 years to get one. This one piece of footage, which is pretty rare because you can go above the fields, see a crop circle, film, but you will see nothing. You have to be very careful because you've got a lot of insects, flies, and seeds flying around. But you will see this footage, quite incredible. What is incredible about this is the same speed all the time, never stop, never change direction. And you will see the distance crosses the whole field, and it will go into the inside the crops. It's traveling a long way. You can see it's traveling a long way. Sorry for the sound. That was behind the camera. We could see this, obviously, because we're filming. It's just incredible because it's not changing speed at all, and then it will go into the field.
Impressionnant. Impressionnant.
That was quite incredible. On va la remontrer. On la remontre? Yeah. No, après, remonte ça d'abord. It takes many years to see this because we were surprised to see it because we spent hours and hours behind the camera waiting for it to happen, and you could see this bright light. It was very bright in the camera, and again, you can see the distance crossing the field, and it never stops. It was windy, so obviously if it was some kind of seed, it would have gone anyway. Same speed, same force. And that's a good piece of footage of a ball of light. So our reaction, of course, we're very excited to see this. Voilà, après tu vas montrer l'autre. Voilà. And then we have another piece of footage to finish with, which is it's about, I don't know, we were on Milk Hill, on the hills, so we zoomed into it, of course, so it's going above the crops, yeah. Oh, very close, not about that much, yeah. But it's difficult to say, but what's important, it didn't crash before, it's just going the same speed all the time. Yeah, same size, yeah. Right, this one is quite incredible. Look what happens here. Vas-y, we'll finish with this. You have people in the field, and it just goes above the people, comes down again, and you will see other balls of light, and it goes into it. Now watch what happens now. That will go into the field, and another one will come the same way. Can you hear the wind? Yeah. So obviously, if it is a seed, it will never do that. The seed will just go like this. Tu peux repasser. And that's it. It's a very strong wind, and that doesn't disturb the ball of light, you see. You can hear the wind, and it's just traveling normally. Very solid object. It looks like a solid object. There's two other flying as well. We could see this, and amazing to see this. And then another one will come down here. So that was incredible because there was about 10 people on the hill, and we had that on the camera, and that took us 9 years to have that. So people say it's very easy to film balls of light. You have to be lucky, be there at the right time. Very good footage for people who want to see balls of light. But it's very difficult to film because you have to see them in the lens through the camera and then follow them because they go very quick. It goes very quick, and you can hear the wind, very strong wind, and the wind did not disturb the traveling of the ball. So that proves you that is something physical. And I saw the seeds flying all the way around in front of the camera because of the wind. That doesn't move, it just goes where it wants to go. Maybe, to finish with, maybe this does the crop circle. It goes into the crop, and next day you have a crop circle. I can't prove that, but maybe it's part of the crop circle phenomenon. And so you can see, to finish with, we've done a lot of hard work, and finally it took me 9 years. I'm a happy man. I can say I've got balls of light, you know. A lot of people, I've got them. Yeah. That's the way to finish. Anyway, I'd like to say thank you to Andy Thomas and his team for trusting my work, because it's not easy at all, you know, to be trusted. A French guy coming from France. What about crop circles, balls of light? No, rubbish. No, you see for yourself. Quite serious. But thanks to Andy Thomas and his team, and thank you for you, public, being great to listen to me. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Pierre Beake.
Well,
Oh.